On this episode of The Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly, we're taking a look at the Pro Contrast filter found inside of Nik Color Efex. This is a really great and powerful filter. In fact, I'm going to be looking at all the contrast filters inside of Nik Color Efex on future episodes. This is part one of that series. Hello everyone and welcome to The Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. Thank you for joining me again today. You know, there's some really great contrast filters inside of Nik Color Efex. And I want to start a series on the different contrast filters and kind of break them down. And today I want to start out with one of my favorites, and I know a lot of your favorites out there, those of you who use the Nik collection, especially Color Efex Pro, and that is the Pro Contrast filter. So we're going to take a look at that today. I have two different examples to show you. But before we get started, I wanted to tell you about the Topaz image quality bundle sale that's going on right now, and it ends on August 12th, but you get Denoise AI, Gigapixel AI, and Sharpen AI all in one bundle at a really good savings. It's on sale now for $159.99. That's a $99.98 saving. Plus, if you use my promo code David Kelly, you get an additional 15% off that. And also, if you already own one or two of those pieces of software, you can still get this bundle deal. Just click on the bundle deal. It'll let you complete your software at a reduced savings, and you'll also use my promo code and save 15% off that as well. So that's really good news. And there's something new coming out, Topaz Photo AI, and if you own the image quality bundle, you can go ahead and try that out. It's coming out in September, but right now you could, work with the beta of it and see what it's going to be, but it's going to let all these pieces of software be in one photo app, which is kind of nice. And I'm starting to experiment with it, and maybe I'll do some videos. Let me know in the comment section below if you want me to do some videos on it in the future here. But I just wanted to let you know, so don't forget, take advantage of that. And when you do that, I make a small commission, and it helps me to keep my tutorials coming your way, so I want to thank you for that. But I wanted to let you know the image quality bundle is on sale right now. It's a great savings. I'll have a link in the description below this video where you can just click on that to get to the image quality bundle. And don't forget, use that promo code David Kelly and save an additional 15% off. Today I'm working with the Nik Selective Tool, and when you download the Nik Collection 5, the Nik Selective Tool comes up automatically each time you open up Photoshop. Now you can shut that off, and I shut mine off because it's a pain every time I see that because I don't use the Nik collection all the time. But I made an action for all you TK Friday viewers. It's a free action. You can download it. I'll have it listed in the description below this video. It'll be a link to my Dropbox. You can download it and install it into your new My Actions panel. So it's convenient. All you need to do is click on Nik Selective Tool to launch it, because normally you have to come up here to File, and you have to come down here to Automate, and then you got to come to the Nik Selective Tool. But with this action, you just click on Nik Selective Tool, and there it is. So it's really fast and convenient, and it's free. So go ahead and download it if you have the TK8 plugin for Photoshop, or if you think you're going to get it in the future. What I really enjoy about this Nik Selective Tool is anytime you favorite a filter, it's going to be in a list here. These are all your favorited filters, and there's presets as well, like your favorited presets and so on. They're all in there too. And there's a bunch of meta presets that you can get to. So it's very handy, and it does give you a very unique experience rather than just launching a plugin. If you just want to launch like Color Efex Pro 5 and experiment around, this is great, this action here. But right here, I can launch things or look at my different favorited presets, which I use all the time, like Glamour Glow, Detail Extractor, Contrast Only, which will be coming up in a future video. But for now, I want to launch Pro Contrast, so let me just go ahead and give that a click. And as you can see, there's my Pro Contrast filter. I don't have to go hunting around for it. So that's a big plus with the Nik Selective Tool. Now, I want to compare just a regular contrast adjustment to a Pro Contrast adjustment, because there is a really big difference, and I know you're going to love it. Let's get a regular contrast adjustment up. Now, to do that, I know inside of the contrast only filter, there's a regular contrast adjustment in there, as well as some smarter contrast adjustments. If I click right here on contrast only, it'll get rid of Pro Contrast. I don't want to do that. So what we want to do is click the little plus here, and now it adds it to that filter stack. Now right now you see a change on my image, and I don't want that, and that's because it defaults with this 50% setting on contrast only. We're going to get into that, as I said, in another video, but for now I'm going to reset this by typing 0. And now, as you can see, there's no effect by either one of these filters. But I'm just using this filter because it has a basic contrast control, so we can make a comparison and see the difference between regular contrast and pro contrast. I'm going to go ahead and start adding contrast with this contrast adjustment here. And that's a basic contrast adjustment. You know, when you increase contrast, you're also getting a saturation increase as well. That just comes with increasing contrast. Now I'm going to take it up the whole way because I'm going to compare different controls in here at the full adjustment, and then I'll make the adjustment I want. But just to show you how this all works, I need to do this. And with each one of these filters comes a shadows and highlight protection. And if you want to see if you're clipping shadows or highlights, and I know I am because I really jacked up contrast, I'm going to click on my highlight clipping here, and you can see I'm clipping highlights here. So let me just protect that highlight by taking this highlight adjustment slider and dragging it till the clipping indicators go away. And I can't quite get rid of it. That's the best I can do. But let me click on the clip shadow indicator. And yeah, you can see I'm clipping some shadows. There's my warnings here and here. I'm going to drag this shadow slider to the right till they go away. And they don't go away until 100%. Now this is a really aggressive adjustment and I don't recommend it. But for teaching purposes, I'm going to leave it up full. And then I'll go back and readjust these things and make a real world contrast adjustment. But for now, let's leave it at this. So now let me shut off the contrast only and shut off my shadow clipping indicator. And now let's check out Pro Contrast to make a comparison. Now I'm going to start out with full-blown adjustments and then I'll make the real adjustment. But there's something very unique inside of this Pro Contrast filter. It doesn't really have anything to do with contrast, but it's a correct color cast. And basically what this does is this software analyzes your image and it finds a color cast. And if it finds one, if you drag the slider to the right, it'll remove it. So I'm going to start to move this to the right. And you can see there was some like warm color cast in there, and I can totally remove that off of here if I want to. I like some of that warmth in there, so I'm just going to correct that color cast slightly to maybe right there, but that is very cool. Now here's a little tip. There's so many filters inside of Color Efex Pro. In fact, there's 55 filters. That's a lot of filters. And if you come up here to help, you can click on User Guide. It'll take you right to the user guide. And in that user guide, you can look up all the different filters and see how they all operate. Now, right now, we're looking at Pro Contrast, and this is from the user's guide. And what the Pro Contrast filter does, it provides advanced options that change the color and contrast of images by analyzing each one and making improvements based on their specifics. Use this filter if you want to increase contrast levels while maintaining detail throughout the image. So that is pretty powerful. Now I already showed you correct color cast. This filter analyzes your image and identifies a color cast, and it enables you to remove it. But next we're going to look at correct contrast. It will increase the contrast in the image according to the distribution of light and tone. So this is an intelligent contrast adjustment. So let's take this correct contrast and let's start to drag it. I'm going to take it the whole way to the right, but I'll take it slow and watch the change in the image. Okay, and we'll compare it to just the basic contrast adjustment which I made earlier. Now I'm going to take it the whole way to the right. Now there it is. Now let me shut this off and turn on contrast only. Do you see the difference? See how garish that looks? Even up full. Now of course we wouldn't want to keep it up full, but just for teaching purposes, I'm going to shut it off and I'll turn Pro Contrast back on. But a big difference, right? So again, here's contrast only and here is Pro Contrast. And again, they're both up full, which is really way too much. But let's check our highlight clipping by clicking this indicator right here. And yes, I am blowing out those highlights. So let's take our highlight protection and drag it to the right. Let's see how far I have to take it. Now you notice I only have to take it to like 35%. With this one I had to jack these both up to 100%. Now let's click on our shadow warning, and there's our clip shadows. And let's see how far I have to take this to get rid of the clip shadows. right there. So 92% versus 100%. A little bit of a difference there. Now let me shut off these indicators right now. And now let me adjust both of those to a normal amount of contrast. So let me shut off Pro Contrast. Let's turn on Contrast Only. And I'll double click this slider and reset it. And I'm just going to start to move it to the right and stop where I think it's good. And I think right about there. I'm going to leave my shadows and highlights right where they are, the protection. Okay, so let me shut this off. And now let me come up to Pro Contrast. Let me double click this, correct contrast. And now let's start to move it to the right. And let's see what this intelligent contrast can do. So let me take it to where I think it looks best. And I can take this up pretty full, and I think maybe right around there. Now here is the before, and here is the after. But look even back here, that haziness back here kind of clears up a little bit. It maintains that soft look, but it just looks so much better back there compared to, say, this. See how this is all like very light and looks kind of nice up front, but it looks horrible back here compared to this. See how it just attacks all the different tones and the different light, and it makes an intelligent adjustment. Now here's something else I'm noticing. Notice how this color didn't get super saturated like when I shut this off and go back to regular contrast. See how super saturated that looks? And I'd have to take care of that another way to bring some of that color down. I'll shut Contrast Only off, which is I'm just using the contrast adjustment again. But let me turn Pro Contrast back on. I get a little bit of a saturation increase, which I think is welcome to this image. So I really like that result. Now, next up, let's explore dynamic contrast. Now let's take a look at our guide here. Dynamic contrast. Adjust the contrast of each object in the image. Now it's looking at objects according to the tone distribution. This unique control automatically adjusts different areas to varying degrees. So let's see how that works. So now we can add some dynamic contrast. Let's drag it to the right slowly. But notice the background here. All right, I'm going to take it back off. Look how it's looking at different objects like the giraffe, the hills in the background, the foreground areas, and it's analyzing them individually. So even if I take it the whole way up, it doesn't look horrible and it's not blowing highlights out or anything. So let me go ahead and back it off a little bit and adjust it to where I think it looks good. And by the way, I like to start out myself anyway with correct contrast, get it adjusted in the way I like it. And then I'll add some dynamic contrast. Sometimes I won't use it, but I'll try it and I'll see. But you notice how it's maintaining all the beautiful detail in the image and giving me such beautiful contrast. So let me take a look now. Here is the before, and here is the after. Now again, let's compare it to just regular old contrast like that. Not so good, right? But check that out with the Pro Contrast. All right, very interesting. Probably my next tutorial, I'll teach on this contrast only. I only use contrast in it, but I'll show you the other really cool controls in here like soft contrast, contrast only, and there's even a basic saturation adjustment in there, which is nice to have because this one only deals with contrast and not saturation. Kind of a unique filter and a very welcome filter for any photographer. But I'll save that for another day. I'm going to go ahead and say I like this. I'm going to click apply, and that'll send us back into Photoshop. Now, again, let's take a look at the before and after. Here is the before, and here is the after. Now, if you feel that's too strong, you always have the opacity slider, and you can pull that back a little bit. And if you're a TK8 plugin for Photoshop user, you can work with luminosity masks with that as well, which is really nice. But now I have one final example and we will be done. And hopefully you'll better understand this Pro Contrast filter, which I highly recommend that you start using it if you don't already. And let me know in the comment section below if you use this filter, what you think about it. Or if you don't yet use it and you never understood it and maybe you want to give it a try, let me know that as well. I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. When you do that, you help support my channel, and I want to thank you for that. But real quickly, I'll do one final example. I'm just going to run through this and show you how fast you can use this filter. So let's click on Pro Contrast. We'll launch it, and this is all real time right here. Pro Contrast comes right up, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is look for a color cast. There is a slight color cast in this coat. So let me take the correct color cast and start to drag it to the right. You see how that coat gets more purified? Some of that, there's a slight yellow cast in there. Let's take a look. Here's the before, and here's the after. Can you see it? Now that coat really looks gray, and it still has an overall warm appearance to the image, which I really enjoy. Now let's do correct contrast. I'm going to start to drag this to the right, but you notice it's not getting all crazy. I'll take it the whole way over so you can see everything is not getting blown out, and I'm going to pull it back and just take it to where I think it looks really good, like right there. Here's the before, and here's the after. Now let's see what dynamic contrast does. Let's start to drag it to the right. I don't see much happening there, but when I start to get over around 63%, I notice some of the darker areas of the building start getting a little bit darker. So if you wanted to accent this, to frame this in a little bit, notice when I take it the whole way off. See how these trees, out of focus trees, get like light, but when I take it to the right, I can darken them up just a little bit, and just enough to really set this image over the top. Nothing's blown out. Let's check our highlight clipping, see if we're clipping any highlights. We're clipping a little bit of highlights, but an easy fix is the highlight protection slider. So we'll just drag it to the right, like 14%. And now let's check our shadow clipping. A little bit up here in the collar, but let me take it to the right a little bit and make sure we maintain detail up in there, and it looks good. And look how you can see all the color in her hat. Nothing's blocking up. Her eye's not getting dark. This eye's in shadow, but it's looking really good. No blowouts or any super light, unsaturated areas here, and it's not overall saturated. Now, just for the heck of it, in case you want to see it, let me shut this off. Here's the before, and here's the after. I'll shut it off again. Let me click on favorites, because here's all my favorited filters, which show up in that Nik Selective Tool, by the way. And let's go to the contrast only, because remember, I'm going to click the plus. I only want to use the regular contrast adjustment to show you a difference here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this 50% and type 0 on my keyboard and reset that. And so now let's take the regular contrast and start to drag it to the right. And well, you can see my highlight and shadow clipping is on, so you can see what I'm starting to clip. But maybe right around there might look pretty good. Let me make sure I protect my shadow and highlight clipping. No, I think I'm actually pretty good right there. I'm going to shut these off. But now let's take a comparison here. Here is the before, and here is the after. But you notice how our eye is real dark, and we've lost some of the red and some of the detail up in here. Now let me shut this off. Now especially look up in this area here when I turn this on. See how you can see all the red? You can still see our eye. It is dark, but it is in shadow. But it's much more pleasing. Again, here is the before, and here is the after. Now compare that to the contrast only. Big difference, wouldn't you say? This filter is great, and you got to give it a try. So I think that's it. I'm going to go ahead and click apply, and that'll send us back into Photoshop. Now here is the before, and here is the after. And I think it did a really beautiful job adding contrast in a very intelligent way. Well, there it is. I hope you have a better understanding of the Pro Contrast filter found in Nik Color Efex, which is a part of Nik Collection 5. I have links to purchase the Nik Collection affiliate links in the description below the video. And when you use my affiliate links, it really helps my channel out. It supports me, and I appreciate that, and I thank you for it. And don't forget, if you're a TK8 plugin for Photoshop user, to download that free action to launch the Nik Selective Tool. I love the Nik Selective Tool because it gives you a lot of great features with your favorite filters and presets and so on, so it's a good thing to have. If you enjoyed this tutorial today, please give it a like and share it with your friends, and if you're not yet a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe, click that bell notification icon, and then every time I upload a new tutorial, you'll be notified about it. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me today in the Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. I'll see you all right here next time, but until then, happy editing.